Happy day after Easter. I thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for watching my videos, for watching my Easter basket making journey. It's been really fun. I've been very blessed, very happy to help the community. The community really showed up. I am extremely humbled today. I show so much gratitude. Um, Borderline shocked how well the community showed up and showed out. My feet is telling me after 2 days of standing, 3 days, I'm so glad you are sitting down. Um, they're quite swollen. I say I have about, I don't know, maybe 20 baskets left around my house, give or take. And about 7 of those I made just sitting on the porch. Um, I am very, very, very grateful that me and my girl went out there in the streets of my front door and sold to the community. There was a lot of support from the community. They were networking between themselves to help with the sales, and I love it. So, if y'all was out there making baskets, I know y'all tired too, because everything we worked for um, was for yesterday, and we made it through yesterday with swollen feet and all, and now it's Mother's Day. But I'm not going to start Mother's Day right now, y'all. I need a couple days off. I got MRIs to do on Thursday. That got me a little nervous, but that's another story. Um, I have a few things for my Mother's Day baskets. Welcome to Shell Bells Live. The sales was cup runneth over, and I'm so grateful and humbled and honored that the community showed up for Shell Bell, y'all. I have never in my life made no Easter basket for no $80, and it was quite interesting. First of all, I bought the backpacks on my birthday, just out the whim when I was at J.C. Penney's with my girl friend from work. We went and ate and then went to J.C. Penney's, and I seen those two pink backpacks on the clearance rack, so I got them. And I just had a few Leo and Stitch stuff around the house, and I went and gathered a few more Leo and Stitch, but then I just had abundance of other things that can go in the backpack. And so I stuffed the backpack and named it Spoil Brat. And um, now I know I probably could make a couple more of those, because not too many, but I can make maybe two more, have a total of four, maybe. Oh, that's the computer talking to me. My iPad over there, everything's connected. Apple's no joke. So that's my Apple desktop that's ringing. And I'm like, well, I don't see the iPad. The iPad's over there. I'm telling you, technology's no joke. That was my computer ringing at me. Um, Anyways, maybe she'll notice that I'm on live. My vendor twin, we did very well, and I'm very grateful. I'm glad she came. She had more boy gifts, and I had more girl gifts. So the tag team duel definitely was a hit on both ends. It was quite magical, actually. It just was wonderful how everything mingled in. She had more boy gifts, I had more girl gifts. It was a wonderful combination, like salt and pepper. It just came right together. I loved it. Yeah, people didn't, people wasn't playing when they came looking for Easter gifts. I guess the major stores were closed. I don't know because I didn't want to see no stores on Sunday. But I was told that I think Target was closed, Costco was closed. I'm not sure about Walmart, but I just know those two stores that was next to me, especially the Costco. Costco's like 3 minutes from my house. Apparently that was closed. I didn't warm up the ribs yet, babe. You just have to warm them up, but I took them out. Um, how many of y'all eating leftovers? Oh, nobody ain't got time for no cooking. No, 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 no. It was leftovers from yesterday. I barely ate yesterday, but I did get something in there. I ate a little rib and some jambalaya and a corn on top. But anyways, and I made a ham, and so I never fixed nothing else with it. I was trying to sell them baskets, y'all. Eating wasn't on the agenda. That's a shame, but it's the truth. Um, but I did eat one meal. I can say I ate one meal and a banana and a blueberry muffin. That was good for the day. And I drank plenty of water um, because on Saturday I didn't drink that much water, and I woke up Sunday morning with a Charlie horse. It was approaching a Charlie horse. Actually, me and my husband both had Charlie horses on Sunday, um, but we made it through. It wasn't as hot Sunday as it was on Sunday. It wasn't as hot on Sunday as it was on Saturday. And Saturday was the busiest day. Um, it was quite, and I did pretty good on Friday. My girlfriend didn't come to Saturday, but Friday night, well, Friday, remember, I took those that know have been following me. Hey, y'all, I'm Shell Bell. And on Friday, I took a half a day off on Good Friday. And I got off at 11 o'clock. And so by 11:45, I was set up in front of my house, full blown loaded. I had the tent up and everything. My husband came home from work Friday. He was like, "You did all this?" And by the time he came home from work, I sold quite a few baskets. I probably sold, I don't know, 10, 15 baskets on Friday. Friday was a very good day too. Um, Friday was the day that uh, while I was working, because I work from home, someone knocked on my door and I was like, "Who is it?" And she said, "Is this the house that sells baskets?" I said, "Come to the window because I can't see you." Because my desk is like, there's this wall right here. So, and it matches the door. So I told her to scoot over basically so I could see her from my window without me having to get my camera and look from the camera. My curtains are was half open. So she said she was a young girl, probably about 21, 22, I don't know, 25, something like that. She was young, around my kids' age. And she said, I drove by your house. First I said, "How you know I sell baskets?" before I opened the door. She said, "I drove by your house and I was rushing to go to work and I seen you were set up." I said, okay, she's legit. She legit. She legit. So I opened the door. She said, yeah, I need a basket. I didn't realize it was Easter this weekend. I said, yes, ma'am. I waited for that motorcycle to go by. I said I will be setting up in about an hour. I'm getting off work early today. I'm still last week. I'm still celebrating my birthday week, so I took a half a day off on Friday. And so she said, "Okay, I'm coming back." She sure did come back. She came back and she bought Baby Alive for her daughter, the basket with Baby Alive, and then I made three of these last concept Paw Patrols because I was sold out of all the little Paw Patrols that I had, but I had went to the Dollar Tree after therapy and picked up because I knew I had three of these. I can't get up. I'm sitting down. But these three of these backpacks left over from last year. That was Paw Patrol. And so when I went to the Dollar Tree, I just picked up one or two items to add to the concept. But I basically made these like jumbo Paw Patrol baskets. This is one left. I had made three of these. And these were like the jumbo ones that I made for the boys, well, Paw Patrol theme. And her auntie bought one of those. And yeah, that was like $100 sale before I even set up. It was lovely. Um, and then after that, her friend, she must have knew somebody or she called somebody because her friend pulled up or they knew each other. And she inquired about the Leo and Stitch backpack. And I said, you don't really want to know the price of that. She said, yeah, I do. I said, no, you don't. She said, yeah, I do. I said, it's $70. And now I'm gonna have to go back to my comments. But one lady told me when she must have seen me build the Leo and Stitch, and she's definitely was my auntie, virtual auntie, because she was like, "Hey, you better sell that basket for 85 and bargain down." So I went in between, um, auntie. I went in between and sold it for 70, the first one. She didn't have a problem breaking. She said, I want that basket, I want that one. So she wanted, I called it the spoiled brat, but it was the Leo and Stitch theme. So I sold it to her for 70. And then she wanted another big basket that I think I sold to her for 50. um and the bus driver lady that came by on Friday, she was like, I'm gonna come by, I'm gonna come by. Well, I waited for her and she didn't come by. But what had happened was she sent her boyfriend on Saturday morning. And on Saturday morning, the boyfriend came and was like, my girl came by here. I said, who was your girl? She was the bus driver. So he had her on the phone. So I didn't know they were boyfriend, girlfriend until she said, it was the bus driver from last night. I said, oh. He said, well, how much is that Leo and Stitch? Now this time it's Easter Eve, y'all. And I think I charged him 80 for the Leo and Stitch. But I gave him a discount on the second item. But the Leo and Stitch I did charge 80 for. He got two things. He got a Leo and Stitch and another big item. His total was 130. Because his second basket was 60. So I charged 50. But I felt like I should have listened to the lady to the auntie in the comment, the virtual auntie who said 80 to 85, because I was trying to calculate what my profit was on that, and it wasn't much. But I used a lot of what do you call it? Revamping items. I had a lot of them revamping bags that I did was marvelous. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. From now on, I'm not going to take no candy to the bags, to my toys. No, I'm just not. It's very hot in my city. I'm going to wrap these, all whatever treats that they might get. Because see these little hamburgers right here? Directly taped onto the toys, they were melted like they became smushed. So I said, oh, I'm going to fix that. I mixed and twined all the candy together and just stuck it in a bag. Because if you have to revamp the basket later, all you got to do is just take this out. Instead of not ruining the toys that you take the candy to, but ruining the toys. Some of that tape don't come off and some of them glue dots don't come off. So that's what I'm choosing to do because my nephew got a storage. He didn't move to Guam, I guess. I don't know, Ghana. But he got a storage out here and we helping him pay that sucker. And I'm gonna use because I got a few baskets left over. And that's what you do, y'all. If you got some leftover Easter baskets, you turn them into graduation baskets. And that's why it's easier not to have the tape, the candy's all stuck to the toys because you can just pull it out. What's this? I'm gonna eat this one, so I ain't gonna put that back in the bag. We in April, May, June. Some kids graduate in May. The candy still might be okay because I used some of that Valentine's Day candy. What was it? February, March, April. So it just depends on the type of candy you got now. Some stuff ain't gonna last. Like I don't know. You just have to look at the dates. And I didn't buy no candy that had Happy Easter. I learned even some of the toys that I bought. I tried to buy nothing that say Happy Easter because you can use that gift as any occasion gift, a birthday gift, a graduation gift. I made last minute concepts because I ain't even gonna lie. I just assumed that these men on Sunday was just gonna come running. They came, but they didn't come like they came on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day was special. When I tell you Valentine's Day was special, it was special. I felt like we was at the they people was at the drive-in at the drive-through getting a burger. It was so many people standing in line waiting for services over here. It was crazy. I'm glad my neighbors got love for me. And I had a lot of neighbors come buy stuff. They were like, we love what you're doing, we don't have to go to the store. So that's why I'm very adamant about people screaming. I might have been on a live on one of them days, Saturday. And not only is reading fundamental, but listening is fundamental too. Because there was this young lady, I live at a four-way stop sign. Lord Jesus. I live at a four-way stop sign. But there's this empty little center right here. But the next 25 feet building over is the fire department. So they have to have it cleared, when they come out. This is the most busiest fire department I've ever seen in my life. Maybe because I live across the street from it, but oh, this sucker stays, he's very, very busy at all times. That sucker is busy. So, with that being said, I don't want my business interfering with any emergency that might happen from the fire department. So, when people are yelling out of their car, asking me to give them prices, I asked them to pull over. This particular lady wants to continue on yelling out of her car. Well, do they start off at $20? Do they go up to $40? She's still trying to get an answer from me. I said you can pull over. So she doesn't like me telling her to pull over. So she burrows on down the street. I don't know, maybe 45 minutes later or so. She comes back around asking the same question. Now she's mad because I don't want to give her a price to what the baskets start off at. You can't just tell me. Or do they start off at 20? Do they start off at 40? Oh, at this point I turned my back from her because I know darn well I previously told her to pull over. So what do they say? All money ain't good money. In that situation, I'm gonna need you to keep on stepping. I value safety over your dollars. I don't need no problems from my city. My city's been doing good to me, and I've been doing good to my city, and I don't need no problems. So you don't walk your butt screaming at Walmart, talk about what's that price? What's that price? Through drive through, do you? And if you do, God bless you, but not over here where I live at. That ain't gonna happen. So hey, God bless you on your basket journey. Um, but I can't have it. So I had about two or three people do the same thing, not as rude as her, but since I didn't want to quote them a price, they just kept driving. And I even got slick and broke out my chalkboard that said $20 and up. Once again, reading is fundamental. I had another lady drive by. This was about 2 Saturdays ago, and my chalkboard clearly said Easter baskets, $20.00, and there's an arrow going up, and the word says up, means $20 and up. So then I have a woman come to the same stop sign and screams out her car, "Are you selling those baskets for $2,000?" Oh, Lord Jesus. We're going to help and pray for our youth. I'm going to just pray for our youth. Maybe she didn't see this dot, but she didn't see a comma either. So I'm going to just stay prayed up for our youth. With that being said, those are some of the incidents that I had in my basket journey. Or I had several, I don't mind giving discounts. That's life is you get a lot back when you give back. But it's the way someone approaches you that I have a problem with. Now I had two very interesting incidents pertaining to that. One incident, I happened to be on live when that happened. I think that was Friday. The young gentleman come up on my porch with his mama, and they naming the kids who they want to pick the gifts for. So automatically he want to pick the biggest gifts because I have the little gifts that's a little bit more inexpensive downstairs on the tent. We first of all we had two tents. We had the boys to the right and the girls to the left, and mostly my girlfriend gifts was to the right. She had the big tent. So her gifts was to the right, but she had mostly boys anyway, so it was just perfect. So her gifts was to the right and mine was to the left. So I had gifts all around my banister, around my house, baskets, I should say. So he walks up the stairs and he's naming who he want this for and who this he for. With his mama. His mama was like, yeah, she want this one, she'll want that one. So they naming which ones they want for which person they wanted in a family member. And then you want to come at me and say, can I get all three of these for 80? Oh, let me help you out. So it's the way somebody come at you. You want to come pick up my big dogs, my big gifts up here, and you want to get my big gifts that are all $50 and up, and you want two of them for 80. That don't calculate quite right for me. Oh, you can give me it's the way, and so I'm thinking about getting you a deal. I'm thinking as you pull in your pocket, and you got a wad of money, a wad. And so I said, "Oh, that's quite a lot of money." He said, "Oh, that's fake." Oh, since that money is fake, make sure you don't give me no fake money and run me my dinero. Let me tell you something, baby. You just as young as my kids. I'm not gonna call myself a hustler, but you are not gonna hustle a hustler. No, 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 no. Let me help you out. And so I'll give you three for 145. That's the best I could give you. You're gonna get $5 off. He took that one. He still wanted to give me 140. I said, "Oh, you don't want the gifts then?" Because let me tell you something, partner. When I go to Walmart and I buy 10 items for $10, that's $100. I don't get no 20% off. I don't get no 5% off. I don't get 5, 10, get the third one free, get the second one free, get any one free. It's $100 they want. So I'm gonna need you to break bread since you got a whole pocket full of fake money. That was Friday's incident. And then I had a similar one to that yesterday. And he tried to have me and my girl wiggle and deal a deal together. And I had to explain to him we two separate companies. He wanted her to really give a discount on her item. And I said, "Hey, Walmart down the street, around the corner, up two lights, turn left. You'll find Walmart." "I don't want to go there." "Oh, well, let me tell you something. Since you don't want to go there, and we might got what you need, I'm going to need you to run me my paper." I had to explain to him, I don't understand, and I'm not racist. I love people of all color, but 90, all the people who wanted a deal or expected a deal or assume someone's going to give them a deal have to be my nationality. And I had to explain that to two people. I said, "Why do it always have to be my nationality that always want a deal for somewhere?" I had many people walk up to me that wasn't my nationality, and I told them the price, and they kindly went in their wallet and paid for it without asking for a dollar discount, a $5 discount. They broke bread. So I just have to figure out, why is it that someone just thinks we're always supposed to give a deal. I'm going to help you out. Walmart, Target, and all these places that I went shopping at do not give me a deal like that. And so people need to respect people's hustle game, whatever your hustle game might be. When you take your butt to the taco shop or the wherever, do you ask, "Can I get 3 tacos and give me a deal?" No, you're going to get the 3 tacos. When you go get your burgers at In-N-Out, do you ask for 10% off? No, you're going to get them 3 burgers for $5.55, and that's what it's going to cost you for them 3 burgers. So I just need people to understand it's a business over here. We pay taxes and everything. I don't just sell baskets. It's a real live business. LLC, the whole 9 yards. So and like I told them, go for it, go to Walmart. But I just want you to know that from all the people who pulled up, I think everybody has bought those baskets out. There was nothing left in the stores. That's why everybody that pulled up to me, they didn't have any complaints. They were more grateful than complaining. Because why? They didn't have to go far. And for two, they had something that was worth buying, cute, full of snacks, full of just the presentation, the whole 9 yards. So there's always one or two. Um, but I had about five of them that thought they was going to pull some whammies. Hopefully my girl learned, because she would have, a couple people would have got her, because she was being sucker move, and I told her I learned. I don't want nobody to think I'm price gouging. Absolutely not. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm doing in these streets. It's called supply and demand, not price gouging at all. I don't think the gas stations are price gouging, are they? Or are they not? Do we need gas to get in our car to get where we need? Absolutely. Are we very mad that the gas prices are high? Absolutely. But what can we do? Fill our tank up and keep going. I'm just trying to be a supply and demand for my community. And I got an SUV too, and it costs quite a bit of money to fill up. So people have to understand it takes quite a bit to make baskets. You got to go buy them, you got to create it, you got to put it together. The plastic bags, the ribbon, all that stuff costs money. He actually tried to make a comment about how it looked. That's what made me tell him there's a Walmart down the street, 2 blocks to the left, and on your left hand side, you'll find Walmart. Oh, when I told him that, he said he didn't. Once again, we probably was around the same age. He might have been a few years younger. I might look innocent, but I'm not oop oop to fool my partner. I came from the streets too. I might not look like it, but yes, I did. So I want people to understand when they come. I like to make it a very pleasing transaction. I like it to make. I want their kids to have so many smiles on their face when they open it. But I like to get paid what my worth is, because I put a lot of hard effort into making just different and unique baskets that'll wham your baby. And so I need to get paid for my worth. And if I choose to give you a discount, hey, that's my choice. But if I choose not to either, the lip that come behind it, and then if you get mad when I tell you to go to Walmart, hey, I don't know what to tell you, because when you go to Walmart and you got all them items up there, they just are ringing across that scanner, ding, 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 ding. And what you do? Break out your cash, your debit card, whatever it takes, a form of payment. So I don't want people to think they can just pull up at vendor events and always ask for a deal. I don't just do baskets. I do a whole lot. And that just goes for any event that I work at. I pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to be at events, and people just come up and be like, "I want two of those, two of these, two of those, two of those." I like, yeah. I don't mind the discount, but it's the way people come at you is what I'm saying, and I just know we need to do better. And I guess as me being a vendor, um, I just pay what people offer, what they ask for, especially these small businesses like this. I mean, yeah, economy is different. Where I live at, gas is $6.50 a gallon. 6.50. That's where I live at. I forgot to ask my husband where he worked at. Has he made it to the $7 mark? My twins live in the same city he worked at. I totally forgot to ask them. Has it made it to the $7 mark yet? So as I made some $20 baskets, the little shovels, those sold like hotcakes. Then I had $25 baskets. Last year I had a lot of $10 baskets, $15 baskets. I didn't do none of those because my house really was full of it. I couldn't walk, so I just decided to make just fatter baskets and bigger baskets and just charge a little more. And it was perfect to do it that way. I had a few little ones, but most of them were big, big and a little medium. And I had 85% of the girl baskets, and my girlfriend had 85% of the boy baskets. So it all worked out, and it was a beautiful thing. So I ain't finna keep y'all long. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I know we all tired because I am. That's why I ain't got up off this couch. I am pooped. I hope you guys had an abundance on your Easter basket journey. I woke up to just tears, like, whoa. I cry easy. I must tell you, I'm crying all the time. It don't take much for these tears to roll. So you're going to always hear me say, I'm crying about this, I'm crying about that. It's been a very interesting week. You guys are pushing me out. That's the next reason why I'm crying. Just crying. Just the virtual hugs. You guys are pushing me out so much every time I wake up. I don't gain so many watch hours. It's just unbelievable. And I learned today that I guess I've just been so busy. I never realized that lives, the lives that I'm doing, me live with you right now. Magic Touch Live. I wish I could touch you and hug you. Just thank you for watching. I didn't know lives account to your watch time hours. So that explains it because I've been going live, I think, every day during there for the last 2 weeks, week or two. I don't know. I didn't lost count. But apparently, when you go live, um, that is a beautiful booster to your watch time hours. I did not know that. I asked Alexa that today because I was like, wow, I'm really getting pushed out around here. Then I asked Alexa that question and she said, yes, she know my name. Um, she said, yes, he does. I was shocked. It explains so much. Not only y'all watching me, but people are watching the replays of the live when I make them public. Because when you do a live, if you don't make it, it after you get off, it's private. You have to go back to the back stream of your YouTube studio and make it from private to public. I've been doing it, y'all, and it just pushes out to more viewers to view. That's more watch time. I don't know. I just been figuring this out, and I'm just trying to let y'all know if y'all trying to get on this journey too. I've been just figuring it out. I just been dropping like one short in the morning. I always gotta praise God, so I give Him every morning the God prayer. My channel all over the place, but I gotta praise Him every morning. So that gets a short in the morning, and this Easter basket journey pushed me out. I would drop a short at 9, I think, a short at 12, and a video at 4, and then go live at 8. Did you hear what I said? I did a short in the morning for 5, short for 9, a short for 12, a video for 4 p.m., and a live for 8 o'clock at night. I guess I've been showing up. I've been trying. And I thank you. And I guess my body is like, girl, you need to relax. You did that. I've been praying, and I just wanted to get to my 1,000 subscribers by my birthday. Not only did I get to my 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, March 31st, and got that notice on April 1st, and it wasn't an April Fool's joke. Whoa. That's what me and my husband was doing tonight. Was once you get monetized, you have to go on to, I had the word in my head. It starts with an A. But you got to get your ad set, something with an A. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't get it. Maybe I'll get it in a minute. But you have to verify your ID and then your address, and then they'll send you something in the mail 2 to 3 weeks later with a PIN code, almost like when you open up a bank account and you have to wait for your PIN to come in the mail. So I have to wait for this little PIN to come in the mail, and then I verify that. And then once that happens, you have to go back to all the videos you ever uploaded. I started this in 2000, December 24th. Because my New Year's resolution was to put one video up before the new year ended. And I remember that video. It was my niece's sweet 16 birthday party. I think I made her a gourmet apple treat table. Oh, I just brought apples. I can't remember what all I brought, but I think I brought gourmet apples to her event. That was the first video that I dropped on here. And then my vending journey of vending out here in these streets. Matter of fact, I have one coming up. I thought I wasn't going to do no Mother's Day event because it's graduation day, and I thought in May, and I have 2 graduation ceremonies to go to, one for the African American folks like me, and the regular one for the school. And I didn't think I was going to be able to participate in the Mother's Day events, but I read the card that they gave us at the Valentine's Day event. I've been so busy, I just threw that card somewhere and just happened to run across that card today and said, oh my God, this says April 26th. So I'm going to sign up for that one. Do a few Mother's Day concepts. I always do Mother's Day gifts and make sure I put my gourmet popcorn in there. So I'll do a few because I have a catering order for my sister-in-law that same weekend. My husband just said, "Hey, you got something coming in the mail?" I said, "Yes, that must be my sister-in-law. She wanted a strawberry shortcake topping on her caramel apples, and I buy that from an outside vendor company. So that's coming in the mail, and then I'm out of my apple boxes, so that's coming in the mail too. So yes, her order required me to buy some special stuff. Um, but it's okay. She has been my longtime catering sister-in-law. She doesn't mind catering, placing her catering orders. And so, yeah, she got a big order with me and she placed that order 2 months ago. So I have to make sure I take care of her. And so, since I'm already making apples, I might as well go to the Mother's Day event with my apples and popcorn and make a few Mother's Day baskets. Just a few for that event. But it's popping over here for Mother's Day too. Um, oh, Lord Jesus, this stuff done fell all in the couch. I gotta get that out. It's popping over here for Mother's Day. It was really, really, really hot, like pancakes, hot like fire last year for Mother's Day. So I don't know how many I'm gonna make, but I'll make some because it was the people already asked me for Easter. Are you gonna be out here for Mother's Day? I will. I just don't know how many I'm gonna make because I'm going to Vegas the following weekend, and it's graduation shortly after. Um, but I'm making some though because it was cup runneth over this weekend, and I'm so grateful. So yeah, I'm gonna make some. When I told my husband how much I made this morning, and I told him I'm making Mother's Day baskets, babe. I guess he was like, "All right, babe, you pulling in numbers like that, okay?" So I definitely have to put the ones that I think I have like 20 left. I'm gonna put them in storage. Take the candy out and put them in storage. Box them up maybe and put them in storage um, for graduation and get ready for Mother's Day, y'all. But I'm taking a couple days off. Do them darn taxes. It's tax time already, Lord Jesus. Do them taxes, and then I'll start Mother's Day. So y'all don't want to hear about my whole life history. We tired. It's 9 o'clock. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all some wonderful people. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart, and y'all enjoy the rest of your nights. And you're gonna see me later. Thank you for watching, and take care. Y'all are some amazing people. I just want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. Goodbye, my loved ones. Because I'm tired like you. I could just feel my eyes droop. And I went to therapy too. He done did a little cracking and some popping. Oh, yeah. We tired. God bless y'all. Bye bye. Thank you again for watching me.